I asked 3,000 MSPs and cybersecurity businesses what their offer was to their clients. And I based it all around Alex Hormozi's $100 million offers. You want to know the strange fact about this? I only got one reply that gave me the offer. I got plenty of replies telling me how many people love Hormozi, but only one person replied with the actual offer that they've got for their client. So what I'm going to do for you in this video is help you structure an offer for your cybersecurity business, for your MSP, or for your AI consultancy business. And it's all based around Alex Hormozi's $100 million offers. So let's get into the video. Why would I need an offer for my cybersecurity business? Basically a hook to get your prospect. And I take this more from a lead generation stance. So as opposed to quoting the service and going to the sales appointment for the service, I actually believe the offer is further up the funnel. So it's to help you get that very first initial meeting with a lead that you're doing in your marketing. So it could be a cybersecurity assessment, it could be an AI maturity assessment, or it could be a network assessment. And our offer is packaged around that first meeting. So what I've got up on the screen here is the value equation. And this is what Hormozi goes into in regards to building your offer. I'm going to show you some examples of offers that you could use with your customers. So the dream outcome, that is basically what the customer really wants, like the big problem that you help them solve and the likelihood of achievement. That's like how confident are that you're actually going to be able to do this. And then there's a time delay. How quickly can you actually do it for them? And then finally is the effort and sacrifice. So how much money do they need to put in, or how much time do they need to be put in to actually get this offer? So that is the value equation. The big idea with this is that you need to create an offer that's too good to refuse. This will help with lead generation. It will help with conversions on your website. It will help if you're running ads, or if you've got a landing page, even your Calendly page, your booking page. If you can package the offer into copy on that page, it's going to help the conversion rates from a lead generation perspective for your MSP. Okay, so these are the offers that I'm going to go through with you, and these are very much templated, so you can take these away with you today. They're available at IT Rockstars as part of our 7-day free trial. The first one is going to be around a cybersecurity compliance audit. I love to come from the point of cyber. Let me just bring up the actual slide here. I love to come from the point when it comes to cyber of being an external set of eyes. So they've maybe already got a current MSP or a current IT provider, or maybe even a current security provider, but you're coming in as a fresh set of eyes to the business to figure out where there's still gaps. So identifying the gaps. This is the offer that we've got. It's structured on that value equation that I showed you. So the dream outcome is to know if their business has been exposed. That's kind of like where the prospect is. They want to know if there's still a risk there in their business. So we're going to position this as being able to help them find any additional risks. And we want to include the time that we're going to do that in. So we're going to keep the time short. We're going to do it within 60 minutes. That's the promise here. Do you think you can find some gaps in potential clients' environment within 60 minutes? It's a little bit of a challenge, but there's some tricks we've got up our sleeves. So the first one is obviously things like a dark web scan. That can be done in a matter of minutes. There's tools out there. There's one called ID Agent. There's the other one, a really cool one called the Cyber Score that I'll leave a link below for. And then there's like a compliance scorecard. This is like templated. So you can basically go through a list of questions with the prospect. Then there's a really simple one, a phishing link test. Now you don't have to like overly complicate this. You can literally just send an email to all of the employees from your email and just see who clicks on it. You don't need to go and do the whole know before thing at this stage and then sell them the whole phishing simulation. It can be just a one-off that you do and see how many people clicked on it. So again, this is going to either reveal a gap or it's going to say you're actually covered. The last one, I've saved the last one here till best, is the executive summary. This is extremely valuable for businesses that have maybe a board and they're meeting with their board every quarter. If they can go to their board with the executive summary to say, we've already put a lot of cybersecurity in place at the moment, but we went to an external provider to get a fresh set of eyes on our infrastructure. And this is what we found. And you want to structure that report for the board more than anything else. This is extremely high value. And this is part of the offer that's too good to refuse. What business, larger business, would not want this? So we said we're going to do it within the work within 60 minutes, but we're going to deliver everything, the actual report and the outcomes within 2 days, 2 working days. Then we do a little bit of a risk reversal. If you can't get any value from this and we can't find any risks whatsoever, we're going to donate some money to a local charity on your behalf. And that's always a good PR win-win situation. So if it were a fact that you maybe can't find any risk, which I highly doubt, then you've got a local charity that's going to benefit from it. So basically, this is a brilliant offer that would be too good to refuse for most business owners. And then obviously your CTA. The main thing I would say with this, I've already created the title for this video and the YouTube thumbnail. And I played in the fact that it's Alex Hormozi that's doing this, that's getting me the views in this video. But someone else that you should be aware of, let me just find her here on Amazon. This is a big shout out because I love this book. Jennifer Blim. Let's find her. She's got a book. This is more valuable than Alex Hormozi's book for you if you're watching this, okay? This is basically how to structure your cybersecurity sales funnel, everything to do with the sales element, how to reveal the gaps, how to basically touch on the emotional chords. So open with the offer from Alex Hormozi and then close with the knowledge that's in this book. Big shout out to Jennifer for this one because I love this book. Okay, so how I've structured the network assessment or the IT assessment is very much going to be simple for them to understand and simple for you to action on, because there's a lot that we could do for them in regards to a network assessment. We could look at their licensing, their backups, we could go into all that detail. But the issue that we've got is we probably can't get to that detail because there's an incumbent supplier at the moment. The main thing that the prospect is going to have in their mind is like the dream outcome is they pretty much want to stop downtime. That's like the risk that they've got in their head. There are other risks that we're aware of as MSPs. So the main one is like they're unhappy with their current provider. They're too damn slow, and we need to try and fix that for them. And this offer that I've got takes care of that. And that's one of the biggest ones that most clients are switching. So the positioning about it is like we'll uncover the bottlenecks, vulnerabilities, and potential IT spends. So we were going into the detail here. We'd maybe just ask them for a couple of invoices from their current supplier. This is actually going to help us in 2 ways. First thing is like we can pull some details. Oh, we can maybe make them some savings on the licensing or on their RMM or some other line item. The other one is that we can understand how much that client is paying current provider and how much more we can charge them. So that's what I would be doing. The stack. So like, how are we actually going to stack the offer? What are we going to put in here? I would be doing something simple like a speed and performance snapshot. This is something that grits on a lot of users, and usually the higher up execs says, oh, my internet's slow or my network's slow. I can't get stuff done. So you would do a quick coverage test on the Wi-Fi. The next one would be 10 questions that expose gaps on their backup and their continuity. This would be questions more around the business as opposed to the technical setup. And then the third one that I've got in the stack here is identifying the top five pain points that business has with their current IT provider. What I used to do when the MSP that I worked for about 15 years ago, when we took on a new client, as part of the onboarding, we would understand top 5 like things that were just like grated on the business owners and the users. And we would make sure as part of the onboarding that we hit all of those 5 things and we solve them, because they were the biggest ones that really they basically, if we could fix them, we had a really good start to the relationship. And then like the results, how are we actually going to deliver this? So we're going to do it within 5 days. And then the risk reversal, if we don't uncover at least one way to improve, we're going to send a free lunch to the entire office, a couple of pizzas or a few pizzas. How much is that really going to cost you? So that's the risk reversal. And then there's obviously your CTA. So that is the one covered for our traditional MSP that's offering IT support and IT services. So on to our final offer, and this is all around AI. You as an MSP potentially offering AI services. Now we actually have at IT Rockstars, I've made a whole, it's called the Copilot Revenue Roadmap. And it basically takes you through as part of the process, actually how to pull this off. This is obviously just the offer part of it. But what we're wanting to offer the client is basically a path forward with AI that makes sense for them. There is so much talk online everywhere about AI and all the amazing things it can do. But realistically, what can it do for a business? And that's what I cover in the AI Copilot, the Copilot Revenue Roadmap. But this offer is more from your perspective, it's probably more of a workshop that you're going to be giving away free to a business or multiple businesses. So the outcome for the prospect is basically to save their staff time on laborious tasks so they can get onto higher paying work, and then identifying basically in the business those manual tasks that could quite easily be tweaked with AI. So it's really about time saving versus money spent. So how do we actually position this? So we'll show you exactly how your team can be using the AI Microsoft Copilot teams. Now I mentioned Copilot in here because most MSPs are looking for clients that have M365 as part of their stack. So Copilot is just like the most obvious one. I know it's not everyone's favorite cup of tea or coffee, but from a MSP's perspective, leading with Copilot makes a lot of sense in your marketing claims because the prospect sees it in their Word, in their Excel, in their Bing or whatever they're using, and they're maybe scratching their head because their incumbent hasn't really covered it, much of it with them. So how do we stack this? So as I mentioned, what we're going to do first is we'll actually lead the business through a maturity score. It's basically a series of questions. Again, this is within the membership at IT Rockstars. It's a maturity score to find out how mature their AI strategy is. Sounds like a real buzzword that, but it's more practical steps and questions you can ask. Then we look at potentially what you're already doing with your clients in regards to AI. So if you've got some really good use cases of AI with existing clients and how they could be applied to this prospect. And then the final one we've got here, we've got two more, sorry, is the ROI projection. So you would basically do, if you can identify some of these savings, so the maturity assessment and some of the savings in regards to the departmental use cases, we'd build that in, not to a quote, but just this is how much money we can save your business if you choose us. And then the final part of the stack is, again, this is sharing prompts and playbooks. So use cases that you've already got with your clients, sharing them across the marketplace. And this is like this, from your perspective as an MSP, you're in an extremely privileged position. Okay. And the reason I say that is because you get to see how all of your clients are using AI. You get to hear from your peers how they're using AI. So I would potentially be going around asking that question of your clients and your peers, how they're using AI and if they have got any really good use cases, and then sharing those with others. You are that focal point. So you are in an extremely privileged position that not many MSPs are actually aware of today. So that's how I would stack this offer. So this would be delivered as a workshop. So there would be a piece where you're actually asking the audience about their maturity. Then you would maybe go into Copilot tips. Then you would be asked questions about the different parts of the business and what it did. And that would allow you to deliver the report. What I would suggest is obviously the workshop, you want to record it so that your AI of choice can actually take notes for you, and then you can report back on it. And then the whole risk reversal here is, again, another $100 donation to charity if we can't find 3 ways that we can help you save money with AI. So that are the 3 areas that I'm covering. So hopefully it's got you thinking about what your offer is. Now, sneaky as this might be, I'm going to show you my offer and show you how I structured it. And this will give you some ideas on, okay, the offers that I've showed you here, how can you actually apply them to your marketing on your website? So let me show you what my offer is, okay? This is sneaky because I'm going to basically attempt to sell you this here right on the video. Now, I actually set this up recently and I was extremely surprised when it worked. So let me just get a link to the page. It's going to be easier. So the background to this offer, I use Calendly. Okay, I've used it for 4 years now. I really like the tool. to book appointments. I have Calendly set up on my website. It's on my homepage, and it's on a few different places on my website. So basically, I get traffic from all over the web through social media. They all come back to my website, and this is on my contact page more than anything else. One of the issues I've had with Calendly, or just like prospects in general and leads within general, is I get a lot of leads every month, 20 or 30 a month. That is normal. And because of that, there's a lot of people that want to book time in my diary. Now, the issue that I've got is people will book time in my diary after watching one of these videos because, oh, Scott must really know what he's doing. And like, he's showing great value here. Man, I'd love to work with Scott. Let me go and schedule some time in his diary. So up until about a month ago, you could go to my diary and you could schedule some time with me. I have stopped that. So you can still go to my diary, but, big but, you have to pay $99 to actually schedule some time with me. And the reason I'm showing you this, because I want to explain how this works. This is like my offer. This is my Hormozi offer to you guys. It's a strategy call, okay? So this is where we look at your IT business or your MSP, and we find out, we identify the pain points of why you're not getting leads. So I've got here, read this first before booking, because a lot of people will see that $99 and go, why is this like random guy want to charge me just to meet with him? So read this before booking. So I've given you the backstory to why I charge, so I'm not wasting my time. But from your perspective, this is why I charge for this call, is to make sure you're serious about the growth for your business. As I said, I've had a lot of tire kickers and I just don't have time for them anymore. If you're serious about the growth of your IT business, $99 is not a huge whack, guys, okay? So I put this on here, and that is going to filter out a lot of junk. Obviously, for you as an MSP, you're going to have to think about this differently, how you would structure that. Would you actually charge someone? Probably not. You would be offering a free workshop, just like we mentioned, to a business or something like that. It would be free. What I'm going to cover in the call. So this is my stack. This is me stacking the value. Where your business is now. Okay, so we'll ask you questions about your business, like the history of it, how it came to be, what the goals are you're aiming for your business. Like, why do you want leads? Like, why are you not just happy where you are? And then what's holding you back from getting consistent leads and appointments? And we'll go into a little bit of detail on types of marketing you maybe already tried and it's just not working. And we'll identify potentially why it's not working. And then the investment here, obviously $99, but this is the risk reversal right here. So this is credited to your first month of working together. And I've got a guarantee in here as well. So if you're not 100% satisfied after that call with me, then you get a full refund on the spot. If you're not happy, that's cool. You just have to say at the end of the call. And then I put in here, it's strictly for MSPs. So it's specifically for MSPs. Again, that filters out people that I don't want to speak to. And you could be doing this in your MSP. So if there's only particular industries that you work with, you would list them here. And then the final thing, my additional bonus. After the session, you will receive a 12-month marketing roadmap valued at $1,250, where you have a clear growth plan for your business. So the growth piece, this map, you can do this for your MSP. And I've got a really cool structure. I can show you in the call if you book one of these calls, where you'd be able to prioritize that. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like it's an axis like this, and it allows you to prioritize what needs done in the business. So you can build a technology roadmap for your clients or a compliance roadmap for your clients so they know what things need to be done first. From you guys, I can build you a marketing growth roadmap where you'll understand what needs to be done first, what are the easy ones, what are the harder ones, and in what order to do them. And that's extremely valuable in how to get started. The first thing though that you need to be doing with this is getting your offer together, getting something like a simple Calendly page like this with your offer in it. Anyway, that's it for today. As I mentioned, if you are looking to generate high quality leads for your IT business, then yeah, you know what to do. Anyway, I'll catch you later. Bye.